What is takt time in manufacturing? I think you're really going to like this. This is going to be a relevant, fast video that differentiates between takt time in construction and takt time in manufacturing. And I'm specifically going to talk about takt time in manufacturing and try to explain it in the simplest terms to where anybody can understand it and know how it's different. So if you're interested in that, please stay with me on this video. Okay, so let me talk about takt time. I like to do it like this. Takt time is rhythm or beat. It's an older German word and it really symbolizes being on a rhythm, right? And the takt times and the beat is your indicator. It's basically a checkpoint or like a beat to make sure that you're at the right tempo, you're going at the right speed. So just like a drummer in a song will have a different tempo and a different drum beat depending on the pace of the song and the rhythm of the song, the manufacturing plant, in line manufacturing mainly, and in other manufacturing settings, you'll have a takt time that indicates the speed of production through the line or through the plant or in other circumstances. And I first heard of takt planning from the Germans. I got taught by some really interesting consultants that brought it over from Germany, and it made sense to me because SIPS, short interval production scheduling, is an ancestor of takt planning. So we have this older German word that's popular in Europe where they're implementing this with great effect, and it's been brought to the United States and become very popular, and it's basically an advanced form of short interval production scheduling. But where I first read it was, and you can search it on your computer, it's called Toyota Production System by Taiichi Ohno. He talks about the takt time principle. Now, a lot of manufacturing consultants give us construction folks a hard time because they think we don't understand the definition of takt or takt time. And I assure you we do. The difference is in manufacturing, and let's talk about line manufacturing specifically, the car or the product will move, and it moves on a takt time. The easiest way for me to understand it is like at BMW, they can produce a car every 52 seconds on a takt time. In Toyota, certain plants can produce like a Toyota Camry every 42 seconds. And in other plants it's different. And so that's a little bit different than other references to takt time, and let me talk about both. But my point here is the product moves on a takt time in line manufacturing, but in construction, the product is actually stationary and our trades move on a takt time. So even though this is a widely contested and debated topic, I assure you the train of trades is the flow unit in construction, because the building, which is the grow unit, will not get built any faster than the flow unit, what's flowing and moving, which is the trades. And so we use takt time in construction to basically look at the customer demand and how many units throughout the building that we have to produce, and we definitely divide that out, but the formula is a little bit different. In manufacturing, the formula is takt time equals the available production time divided by customer demand. If you have 10 days to produce something and you have 5 units that you need to produce, you'd better produce one thing every 2 days in one piece flow. It's pretty simple. In construction, it's takt wagons plus takt zones minus 1 multiplied by the takt time equals the overall throughput time or duration. And so we use that formula in order to calculate what our takt time needs to be inside of a phase. But in manufacturing, the way we need to look at it is in 2 parts. Number 1, I was taught early on in lean that lean manufacturing companies do not do market projections, and I found out that is absolutely not true. You can literally read Taiichi Ohno's own words. They do market projections to anticipate how many vehicles are going to be ordered by car type or by model type. And they use that to anticipate what their takt time needs to be and how their line manufacturing plants need to operate. Now, this is where it gets a little bit more complex. That overall projection allows them to understand the rhythm at which they need to produce their cars. But you also in these line manufacturing plants have things like factory shutdowns, delays, pulling the android cord or pushing the button, meaning stopping the line. You have weekends, different interruptions, so you have to calculate the takt time within the circumstances of the plant in manufacturing. And so the second part of this takt time definition that we need to understand is that there is a rhythm at which the plant functions. Meaning as the car, in this case, in this analogy, is running through the line, sometimes in continuous motion, sometimes with starts and stops in different ways, it's running through there on a takt time. And the reason that we need to know the takt time is because this station has got to put the wheel on within that 50 seconds or 32 seconds or 48 seconds or whatever. And then at the next station, put the other tire on. And then at the next station, put the fender on. And then at the next station, put the other fender on. So each of these stations are leveled to be able to put their component on within that takt time. And that means they can all flow the same speed, the same distance apart through this line manufacturing plant all the way to the end. And what you see at the end is there's a car coming out every 50 seconds or every 48 seconds, right? And that takt time is actually narrowed a bit to accommodate for the weekends, the holidays, the plant shutdowns, and the pulling or pushing of the end on. So there's this overall takt time concept that parallels or paces with market demand, but that then narrows to accommodate the plant specifically and the capacity of the workers. And so that takt time principle, or that takt time indicator, indicates the speed at which they can produce vehicles. And that then helps us to calculate our overall throughput time. So takt in manufacturing really governs how the plant moves in accordance with customer projections and how many cars, in this case, the customer orders. And so the takt time allows us to make sure that we're producing in alignment with demand. And it's really interesting because people in construction are like, we don't need takt time. Yes, we do, because you can't just want a bunch of stuff and get it. We have to align the demand of the client with the ability of the trades to produce it. And so it synchronizes people, machines, materials, product, and processes to deliver at the right pace. And so I'll just close out by saying this. In construction, we level the trades to produce at an even pace. And so that's takt time in construction, and takt time in manufacturing is the speed at which the plant operates with the flow unit moving through the plant. So I hope this video has been helpful to you. I'll turn this into a blog post and link you to some other videos as well. On we go.